What's good, my boy? I've mentioned a lot of times in my past couple videos recently about overwhelm as well as positives to this whole age of information and an abundance of resources at our fingertips. And while I'm grateful and I think this is a beautiful time to learn and expand what's possible, I feel like it's also a time for us to become more parametric, meaning to really implement a certain set of parameters to govern us so we do not drown. And what I mean by drown, I touched on in my curiosity video, where I warned against being consumed by your curiosities. The same thing can happen with too much of an abundance of information. Let's say you want to. I have all these books up here, and I got an even bigger bookshelf in my other room. It's going. If I read every single one of these books at the rate of a book a week, probably take me fucking 3 years to get through all of them. If, but, well, the same thing goes with podcasts or videos. If I wanted to watch every single episode of whatever fucking podcast, it's going to take a significant amount of my time. So and so forth with different things we can consume, be it a film, be it an art, be it music, albums, whatever long thing that you are trying to consume for knowledge, or the fucking significance doesn't really matter. But what does is that we must set parameters for ourselves. For an example, it would be like, all right, I'm gonna read. I don't really like buying into the whole cringy ass book a week thing. It's so fucking overdone, and it's so not needed. You don't really need to read a fucking book a week. It's not going to change your IQ by any significant amount if you fucking start reading a book a week versus reading a book every month. But make these certain parameters. For me, I just set aside an hour out of my day to read whatever the fuck I want. Whether I feel like reading some Philip K. Dick, or I feel like reading a random ass biography, it doesn't really matter. That is an example of how simple these parameters can be. Because you can also, since things are so kind of cloudy and you start setting parameters, you can drown in the fucking parameters or rules, if you will, that you set for yourself. You can set too many, and then it becomes way too fucking just monotonous and mechanical to get shit done, where you fucking burn a cog in the machine and it just fucking stops working. Your brain just wants a break. So there's definitely a balance, and I'm using books. I'm really hammering in on books as an example, because I really feel like it's a wonderful example. I'll use albums just to change it up a little bit. See, in the past, things were really regional. You would have to go to a fucking record store, and whatever that person had curated for you was what you got. You would have to go to the local library or bookstore, and what they had is what you got. And it was only so much as well. Here's an extra thing. You have a bunch of people online in your fucking pocket telling you read this, listen to this, watch this, blah, blah, blah. Endless amount of suggestions because of these fucking just turn on a camera and talking to it, where it's even more overwhelmed. So you got it coming in from all different areas and reasons why it's overwhelming and why you can quote unquote drown in this shit. So I really feel like, for me, the only way to navigate it successfully is to set parameters for yourself. And yeah, it kind of does mean we lose a little bit of our freedom to just play and explore. But at the same time, it might end up with the result of us milking out possibilities more than would happen if we just kind of went with the flow more. But I could ramble and rant on and on and on about why this could be a negative or things you got to do to mitigate it and so on and so forth. But also remember, be grateful. Be grateful you live in the fucking age of information where you could fucking buy a cabin in the middle of Alaska, put up a 5G hotspot, and learn any fucking skill your heart could ever desire off of a little screen. It's fascinating that this is how this shit works now. I can go in the heart. I live on 50 acres. I could go in the fucking heart of it, deep where I can't even hardly see the sun through the trees, and I could sit out there and watch some dude in fucking China sitting on a mountain playing a fucking weird instrument. It's like, do I need it? But is it fucking kind of cool? Yeah, it's cool. So be grateful for this shit. Find the positives even in things that complicate and convolute your reality. I'm going to spend the last half of this video speaking on to gratitude. Recently, I've been implementing this fucking, I swear the weirdest things that I implement that are the most beneficial to me have been just like random little fucking clips that I've seen in the past. And one of them is of Mike Tyson talking about killing all doubt in your mind. I used to really undervalue how important mindset training is for things like, sounds gay, but looking at your goals, hyper obsessing about looking at your goals, speaking out loud how grateful you are, small prayers, shit, things like that. I undervalued because I was like, man, this is just like some gimmicky bullshit. The only thing that really matters is like action. And on one side of the coin, what I just said is true. Really, all you got is action. But on top of that, you're fucking battling, like I said, with all of these external just complexities where the possibility of overwhelm or quote-unquote drowning is a reality now, because there's just an abundance of so much shit and just blah, 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 noise, where I believe it to be valuable, extremely valuable, to practice some form of gratitude or fucking whatever they call that shit, vision boards or whatever, where you like print out pictures or like Photoshop some shit you want and like look at it on the wall. That's kind of too gay for me. That's straight dick up your butt type gay shit for me. I'm not all in on that. I'll just write down on a fucking piece of paper, I want this, I want this, I want this. And that's about all as far as it goes for me. And I even have a hard time with that because I really like to hard knuckle my way through things and figure shit out the hard way. But I feel like the small little practice of daily just going into my fucking journal or speaking it out loud while I'm doing something, of like trying to work out things I'm grateful for. Really subliminal things. Like, I'm not going to be like, thank you, God, for me waking up. Thank you, God. That can be a little redundant. So I try to be like, thank you, God, for the birds above my head that are flying in that really weird fucking pattern. That's like really cool and beautiful and something unique that I noticed today. Little shit like that. And it can be. I mean, I still am like, thank you for my family. Thank you for this. But just like trying throughout all your whole day, just finding little things to be grateful for, and either, like I said, speaking out loud, writing down, or just repeating in your head the gratitude, as well as be grateful for your past self and things that you sacrificed to be where you're at now. Micro improvements, or on the macro scale of things, giant fucking things that you have achieved that we often forget about because we're so on to the next thing nowadays. I know I've had a couple little pauses and breaks because I'm trying to think this through, because I'm actively doing my gratitude shit that I've been trying to do for like the past month right now. But it starts off your day infinitely better. If you just fucking get out of bed, wake up and get some fucking coffee or whatever the hell you do, and you just immediately start, thank you for this, thank you. Even if you're not religious, thank the universe, thank the stars, whatever it may be. This daily practice will truly make you more happy. It will just, I'm not a fucking scientist, so I can't really give you any of the definitions of what it does in your brain or anything like that, but I do know for sure that our brain does this weird thing. I practiced this little journaling exercise that I saw Andrew Huberman talk about, where you take 3 straight days and you just write down something that happened to you that was like really traumatic and write it out for like 15 minutes in these, or it might have been 4-day chunks, but it was like 15 minutes in a row for 4 days. Just write about something really sad or traumatic or whatever the fuck happened. And if it's especially something that's like eating on you, and by the end, it gives you a whole new perspective on, not even perspective, but it just like, you feel kind of healed from whatever pain, bullshit, whatever happened from that. So if something that small, like journaling about it or talking about it or whatever, can heal you, I guarantee you, repetitively preaching to yourself about gratitude and this and this and that and this and that will make you infinitely happier, make you appreciate things infinitely more. If you manage it as a practice of, man, I'm just so fucking happy that, man, my shoes aren't hurting my feet today. I know that's random as fuck, but just something that small. Notice the little things. Notice, man, I ain't really got mad in driving to work or whatever the fuck today. It's pretty cool. Man, I had a good workout. I didn't have to sacrifice any of the weight because I'm feel a little weaker today. I've been eating right. Man, I'm really grateful that I've been eating right. I've been putting in the work. It goes hand in hand. I believe you need to be grateful for something externally, thank God. And I also believe you need to be grateful and thank yourself, because that's true self-love, is being grateful to yourself. So the two in unison, as well as instilling parameters, routine, consistency, and instilling parameters really helps you manage and navigate through all this fucking abundance. It's a good thing, but it also needs to be a man on the helm navigating you through it. You can't just like blindly expect to work through it without any overwhelm or sense of drowning. So I've drone on long enough. This isn't no big fucking video. This is just like a little 10-minute video before I gotta go work out and then go to work. So chase paper, enjoy nature, be grateful, and have a go, my boy.